Welcome back to the Quake Pro League Week 15. We have two featured matches coming up. The first is going to be ZenAku versus dramiS. So we're going to pull in DJ Wheat.
Wow, that was just really quick and right to the point. So let me make another mark here. I've been keeping track, and I've got the Quake Caster report card. Flea, I'm happy to let you know that you've passed with flying colors. Valedictorian, if you wanted to put it there. 40, we're going to have to talk about maybe repeating this year. So
wouldn't be the first
we're going to have to put a little, hey, what's up? Glad to be back. Some good matches yet to come here, especially that last match, but I know I don't want to get ahead of myself yet, so everyone else is waiting as well, and this is the preview match to lead up to that. So excited to be here. Thanks for having me again, gentlemen.
Yeah, happy to be on the mic with you once more, because today, or the first of our two featured matchups, is a big one. We've got ZenAku versus dramiS to start off DJ Wheat's appearance on the show.
Wow. I feel so
Gonna
lucky.
be good. So as I said previously, since Nosfa was able to take it over Sib 3-0, dramiS has a little bit of pressure on him. I don't know if he really cares necessarily, but overall on the leaderboards for the top 8, if he drops this 0-3, which I'm not saying he will, that actually means that Nosfa will overtake dramiS for the 8th spot. And again, top 8 gets that first day bye where they don't have to mess with group play. They go straight into the brackets. So that is something to watch out for. But dramiS has been kind of up and down throughout the series of this season, I feel like. As we take a look at the breakdown, he's had that kind of like loss streak early on. He's corrected. He's looking better. He dropped that one to Chain, which was a little bump in the road, but he's looking pretty good overall. But does he have what it takes to take ZenAku out? I don't know. I mean, we'll see, but ZenAku has also been on a tear as well.
Yeah, he absolutely has been. I mean, ZenAku, right? Currently in 6th place, dramiS in 8th. And if we look, you know, dramiS definitely not looking bad. He's beaten the likes of Cygip, he's beaten Awoken, we just saw it, right? Maxter, Sib, and man is looking good. But today he's up against ZenAku, and ZenAku, right now, the man is absolutely bringing the show. 9 wins so far, including against Kilson, 3-0 against Kilson just last week. And he's also, at this point, the only player in the league to have beaten Rafa this season.
Yeah, I mean, this is such an interesting matchup, not only from these two players' perspective, but exactly what you mentioned in terms of these are the final weeks and that top 8. Right, everyone wants to secure their spot. So dramiS has like probably one of the tougher opponents to make sure he can hold on to it. And you know, maybe for Nosfa there's a little bit of I mean, he's definitely going to be watching this match with a high amount of interest. But ZenAku's been looking great, right? He clearly kind of tuned and corrected and put work into areas that he felt he needed to truly advance on top of the regular practice that he's been doing very diligently. And I mean, I just think he's been ultra impressive. And I mean, don't have to look too far from just last week, where he took out number 4 ranked Kilson on Corrupted Keep, Deep Embrace, and Blood Covenant. That was just, I mean, gentlemen, it was a pretty impressive display.
Absolutely. I think, to channel Dan, the only overly harsh criticism you can have about Zen is when he wins, he drops a map, and when he loses, he just gets blown out. Like, it's very rare to see kind of that in-between or to see that dominant 3-0. It's a lot of 2-1s, which still isn't bad, but I feel like that's something Dan might chime in and say, so channeling his energy, his big, girthy muscles. But let's take a look at the pick bands, see exactly what we have in store between these two today. So it looks like Awoken to start us off, Molten Falls, and then a little Deep Embrace. And Wheat, if you want to go through the champs, because Flea's been doing it all day, I'll allow it, but it's completely up to you. You run the show, sir.
Great. Yeah. I mean, so first and foremost, this is for me a big fan of this map list that we've got here between these two players. In fact, I think, yeah, we've got Deep Embrace as the third map as I'm looking here. The only one that I'm really kind of curious about, I think, is probably the last one with the Nyx and the Ison. I mean, I think we got pretty standard picks on both Awoken and Molten, but the Deep Embrace Nyx versus Ison, I think, is really interesting. When I say really interesting, I just mean like I don't see how ZenAku doesn't win that one. So kind of going into it with that in mind, but nothing else really sticks out to me too much.
Yeah, pretty standard. You know, Awoken, we've got the Doomslayer, we've got Athena, Molten Falls, Strog versus Ranger. Sure, pretty standard as well. Strog, not the most common pick, but definitely do see him from time to time. And then indeed, Deep Embrace is the standout one, right? Nyx left till the final map, Deep Embrace, and then Ison to counter. Ison you usually see almost exclusively on Veil of Nav these days. Deep Embrace occasionally, yeah, but it's definitely not a common occurrence. Now, just speaking a bit generally, because I'm going to be leaving this first map of the featured ones to both of you guys, but speaking generally and looking at the match history, we see a very interesting rise of ZenAku, because these two players have played each other 9 times so far, and dramiS has won 6 out of the 9. But
wow,
the final 3, the most recent 3, have all been ZenAku. And I think that really just shows ZenAku's meteoric rise to really the top of the Quake Pro League, right? Among the very best. Around 2021, when he really committed to it, he just turned that around. And now he's beaten dramiS 3-0, 3-0, and 2-1 for their previous 3 matchups. So have the tides shifted? Is ZenAku going to continue that streak today?
Damn, that's some deep stats right there.
Oh,
Nice.
thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's exactly what it says, Flea. I think you're right on the money, and it's not like this is a guess coming from our guts. It's very evident in ZenAku's performance. And you know, dramiS, I think we're still looking for that spark from this season. I think he ended last season feeling, encouraged and motivated, but has kind of struggled to, I think, level up in the way that some other players have been able to level up this season. So really big matchup for him. Has to bring everything. There's still a few weeks left. We're on week 15, but as we get closer to QuakeCon, this spot is going to become very coveted.
It's going to be a good one. Flea, as you mentioned previously, we're going to relieve you of your duties on this one. You get to go chill, look up more stats and facts, and then come on back. So we'll see you in a bit.
Make us look real dumb.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
no, he just like a computer, right? It's just like there's a ticker tape that's just constantly feeding Quake data.
Just all of it. That's all
amazing.
it is. It's just fact after fact.
40, a few weeks ago, we gave some what I would say is pretty significant feedback and criticism to ZenAku, and that was the use of the default skins. And today he is rocking the Quake beach scene background. I'm really impressed, ZenAku, with
Looks
not only
good.
your play but your skin selection. Good
Yeah,
job.
the podium looks fantastic. Again, the summer
does.
update is live, so
Yep.
check that out. And Zen is just chilling on the beach right now. Whether that's foreshadowing on how the match is going to go and how easy it's going to be for him, who knows? But taking a look at the predictions, 71% in favor of Zen on at least Awoken.
Yeah.
Interesting. And given the facts that Flea was spitting, he course corrected the market a little bit and predicted probably what's going to happen with that. But we'll see. We'll see.
I think we're gonna have a pretty good ZSX. You be quiet. Just because you're not a commentator today and you're in chat and you think you can be all like play by chat rules, like we don't want to hear it. What I was gonna say is that I really think that this first game 40 is gonna kind of set the series. Like I want to believe that dramiS is gonna bring in and really give ZenAku a good game, but I think depending on how this first game plays out is going to determine to me whether or not it's going to be even possible in this series. I mean, ZenAku has just looked so nice. This is definitely uphill battle for dramiS, but let's see what he can get done.
See what he can get done indeed. First featured match of the day is underway, maybe? We're thinking about it. I don't know.
It looks underway. I think what we've got there is a moment in time. There
it is,
we
yes.
go. We might have ZenAku is not playing with his mind. He is actually, I
Very
think his
stoic.
webcam just might be frozen. But we're in game, 40.
We're there. We did it. We made it.
We're
Yes. I was going to say that both players, very heavy rail players, so I'm interested to see exactly how that shows up for both players and what accuracies they're going to be hitting. We see Zen starting off on the rail gun, trying to gain position and double back to the Mega, and then again defending railgun, knowing that dramiS probably wants to get in on there because dramiS is not afraid to use it at any distance.
Yeah, and dramiS just kind of parked over here by the heavy, looking for an opportunity that he's going to be able to go over and grab it. Like Athena, there's a lot more opportunities, but I think we're just going to have a swap of our majors here unless ZenAku decides to double back. No, dramiS is going to take position on top of the Mega, sees his opponent right there. Tribolt coming out. ZenAku's like, I'm not going to let you get this too easy, but dramiS with a great hook to get the vertical position advantage on his opponent, drop that rocket down, and you're so far slow and steady, but dramiS playing very calculated. I like kind of what he's doing despite initially not having that rail and using that Tribolt kind of to dish out some damage, but ZenAku is trying to put the pressure on.
Nice defensive rocket. Berserk pop to avoid the second rocket. And yeah, dramiS has done a good job, you know, very patient, making sure he gets in on the rail, but now he gets caught out, dunked on, and the Mega was left up because dramiS wanted to attack the heavy, but luckily, Zen won't be quick enough to grab both items, so dramiS does fly in to at least maintain control over one of the items.
Yeah, and off spawn there, dramiS almost immediately heading over to the railroad. ZenAku played that spawn play, I think, really well. He could have gone just for the throat, but decided to kind of keep positioning in mind. As a result, he controls this middle area. Actually, some of his spam, that last bolt hitting, and now going to drop down. The heavy is, unfortunately, he's going to have to give that up. ZenAku getting in position now on the Mega. Now, this is an interesting spot for dramiS to be in. Not sure what exactly he plans to do here, but ZenAku up by 1, not getting to really capitalize a huge amount off that first frag, but just getting a point on the board is good enough.
Not too bad. Should have heard the hook and the drop down, so Zen now has the position and another huge dunk. The hook had to be used and another dunk. How many does he have in store? Heavy picked up, Berserk taken as he wants to make a mad dash over to Mega to make sure that dramiS can't stack back up. Good fadeaway rail, but at the end of the day, ZenAku wins that skirmish big time with 2 big rockets and item control.
Yeah, great way to get out of there, too. Just adding a little bit of speed and momentum. And now, once again, has position. There were some nice defensive rockets here from dramiS, and that actually has kind of been his saving grace so far. Yeah, that was a bad choice there, but a great one from ZenAku. dramiS decided he wanted to peek a little bit closer, see what was down there. And that shotgun, well, spoonful of shotgun pellets, that was not what the doctor ordered at all.
Not a good doctor anyway. It's a good rail from dramiS.
No. An internet-accredited doctor.
Yeah. Got his license from a cereal box, and dramiS got his first frag on the board. Getting closer to trying to tie this up, and Zen is overstaying his welcome and made that one easy for dramiS. Tried to double jump to get out of there, but dramiS picks him out of the sky 2-2.
That was what dramiS absolutely needed. 3 rails hitting right there, and ZenAku is going to try to keep putting that pressure on, but dramiS has opened up a door of opportunity here for his game. I expect that type of play out of dramiS. We've seen situations very confident in one zone rail. A great momentum out of there, does hit the rail on the way, but ZenAku holding his ground manages to get the frag. Still only 1 frag, and admittedly, 40, this game is closer than I thought it might be.
Yeah, definitely a closer affair than most of us may have thought. And I really like Zen's usage of Berserk after picking up heavy and pathing straight to Mega to make sure that he's there on time. I mean, there's only so many options you can use for Berserk. It's not so much used to finish a kill like it used to be anymore, but the speed boost is crucial, and being able to cancel it also comes into play. So good utilization there from ZenAku. Nice fancy footwork to avoid that rail. Can he make it back to Mega in time as dramiS has the positioning? There's the cutoff with the rocket, but he actually sends him over top, and that is unfortunate for dramiS. The pop over the head, and Zen gets the best of him.
Yeah, this is, I think, a big moment here for ZenAku to try to pad his lead a little bit. Yeah, there's not much. I mean, most of this game has been mid to far engagements. There's another great position rocket jump there by ZenAku for the frag. 5-2, gonna probably get another one here. Oh my God, there is no escape. Get back here. That was like a reverse scorpion. I loved it. I thought he was
I'm
gonna
coming
get out
over
of here
there.
and came right to him. So dramiS gonna fall another time. And just look at that momentum shift. You know, dramiS was doing such a good job of making sure that score stayed as narrow as possible. But the moment that ZenAku finds an opportunity, and is there another one? There is. Suddenly a 2 frag lead becomes a 6 frag lead.
Yeah, in the blink of an eye, again, as a light champion, it's very difficult to bounce back. dramiS has to try and dig deep here, taking rockets too early, and wow, the dunks again. Zen just is on fire right now,
I would say this is on fire. This is a little bit more of what I expected when I said I thought this game might go a different way. And ZenAku played that one slow, put a lot of respect within the hands of dramiS. I think after dramiS landing those 3 rails and kind of starting to bring it back, maybe ZenAku shifted up a gear, and here we see, or now we see, you know, I think what we've been consistently seeing is ZenAku's kind of true potential. He is controlling the entire map. He is keeping dramiS on his toes and, you know, starting to open up a possibility. There's a trade, but that, you know, there's not going to be much window here for dramiS to bring anything back.
Yeah, the trade maybe opens a door. Can he fend off a crazy berserk Zen? And wow, he even hits the rocket on the fadeaway. Pathing back to the Mega a little bit early here, trying to hold ground with machine gun and rockets. Is dramiS going to push this? No, he just wants to get a rail, but still, time is ticking. 2.5 minutes left, down by 7. He's got to start making moves, and again, another rocket to set dramiS back.
10-3, 7 frags. I think if, you know, go back to the comment I made, 40, about I think this first game is really going to define what ultimately the series will look like. That is pretty common, actually, in some cases. But in this particular one, I think it was more about what does ZenAku look like and what does dramiS look like? Can he beat that very consistent ZenAku that we've been seeing as of late? And I've got some concerns right now, 40. 12-3 is an incredible... Oh,
no. Oh, he runs into the ball so willingly. That's dirty. He did him dirty.
Oh, man.
He did it to himself more
that
than
might actually just mean dramiS won the game. I
think
sorry,
so.
we need to check the official
rules,
QPL rule books, but I think that means that dramiS may have just taken game number 1. I'm not sure.
You're telling me the whole time the demons from hell just needed a gauntlet to take out Doomslayer and that game would have been 10 minutes long? That's it?
Wonderful. No. In all seriousness, it's still 12-4. ZenAku's in the lead. That rule has been removed, apparently. So,
he did it again.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think it's enough, but still, it's.
When you're
we're
up by 8,
sketchy.
I guess you could just do that. You can keep trying. You can just keep trying. These two are actually just giving us a nice little display of duking it out here at the end, which I can appreciate. 1 minute left to go, 40, but I think we know how this story ends. The folks outside spoiled it for us. Is now about an 8, probably going to be a 9-point game. And ZenAku continues to show that consistency that he has been building up to. He's coming fresh off of a 3-0 win versus Kilson last week. He needed to bring it, and he's going to walk. He might strut into QuakeCon with definitely a sick amount of confidence.
For sure. I mean, this was a really good first map, as you said. Pretty close first couple minutes, and then just in a blink of an eye, Zen is able to push the advantage the minute that dramiS missteps and trying to hook away, and still Zen is too quick with the buckshot. That's all she wrote for map number 1. But silver lining, it wasn't too terrible. I think it was more the fact that a light champion on the back foot is harder to come back from rather than dramiS making critical errors and huge flubs.
Sure. And in dramiS's defense, the first 3 minutes of the game, very calculated. I think ZenAku's starting to morph into that style, where it's like, I'm just gonna feel the game out a little bit, and then kind of let myself set the pace, create momentum, openings, etc. And this is becoming more common of an approach, I think. So not surprised to see that. Unfortunately, as you mentioned, right, that grip slips away a little bit, and it's real hard to recover. And so, despite the fact that early on it was close, I think the 16-5 is pretty indicative of right what chat thought the prediction was going to be and where it ultimately ended up.
This is it. This is the best frag. So unfortunate there. I saw what he was trying to do. He's like, well, Razy always gets cool frags. Let me do Berserk. And dramiS was like, no. Get off me. Don't touch me. We won't do that here.
Marvelous. Well done.
Fantastic.
Well done.
As we take a look at the recap from map number 1, 16-5 is your final score, Zen over dramiS. As we slowly load up map number 2, we're going to be heading over to Molten Falls. ZenAku on Strog, dramiS with the Ranger. And again, I don't know if these players are aware, but since we have the ability to kind of look at the leaderboards and see what's happening, if Zen is able to take this entire series 3-0 over dramiS, that'll officially put Nosfa in the 8th place spot, which is a big deal because you get that first day bye. Don't have to worry about group play at all. You go straight into the brackets. You get to look at your opponents, exactly what they're doing, study the area, get used to the AC in the area. How cold is it? Is it too hot? What shares do I need? Do I need to bring a stack of 7 pillows? Like, you just get a day to relax and observe, which is huge in a tournament like this because it's really an endurance thing.
Yeah, and practice, get used to the environment and the settings. It's a lot. And it doesn't mean that someone who's in that position cannot win, right? But it means that you're going to have one hell of a road in front of you. So now, game 1, clearly sort of won by ZenAku. If we revisit the can ZenAku 3-0 here for that situation to happen, definitely a possibility. I think this map becomes crucial, right? We talked and Flea backed it up that on Deep Embrace, the Nyx versus Ison, like that's going to be a tough match for that Ison player, dramiS in this case. He needs to make this map work for him. Based off of the last map and how much mid to long range fighting was actually taking place for D, I expect we're going to see something very similar here. Kind of slow and steady start to the matchup, sort of feeling them out. But we did see dramiS landing some real nice rails in that time. We know what he's capable of doing. He's just got to try to match what ZenAku's bringing to the table.
Yeah, I mean, now that stacks are a little bit more even, I think we might see dramiS use the rail even more because he kind of usually plays a lot of rail, shotgun rail, a little bit more swagger. For what it's worth, map number 1 was technically on the NA server, so dramiS had the lower ping. So we are moving over to an EU server. If chat wants to make up any reason why that matters, go ahead. But I feel like we should see a little bit more rail play out of dramiS because that's where he thrives. It may not be necessarily the best option, but that's where he's most comfortable. So we're live on map number 2, Molten Falls, starting off on Zen.
Yep, ZenAku immediately going to grab that heavy and the rail. So let's see if game 1 confidence has built and sustained itself here into game number 2. Zen now just arming up, getting everything that he needs to get the job done, and he's looking good right now. He ends up, after this rotation, right above that heavy and exactly where he wants to be. Inevitably, we're going to have dramiS be coming on in here. Peeker is going to come out. There is like an initial hit, but there is the heavy, and that actually could be real bad because ZenAku should be able to grab this mega. He doesn't. dramiS actually goes for it and does a pretty good job of keeping ZenAku out of there.
And not too bad. Even uses the orb to try and get a little bit more damage, which was risky, but all in all, dramiS steals away the mega twice, so both items split. both rotations have gone to the same player, and now it's a matter of, oh my god, that rocket should send dramiS packing. He's lucky, but that's all that happened is he does disengage, but now Zen has the stack advantage, and just barely with the movement flub won't get to Mega in time, but could still punish. There's a dire orb for misdirection. Is it going to be enough damage? 52 HP for Zen, using the peek around the corner. dramiS is out of there. That was a little bit risky leaving himself vulnerable like that, but I could see why he was just trying to fly that drone and see what could happen. But all things considered, after all of that, stacks are about even.
Yeah, about even, still 0-0. We're just kind of rotating around, but ZenAku with 2 phenomenal rails coming down the hallway for that first frag. Oh, he's got a lock on him. Oh, that's bad. Mega is picked up, but down below, orb comes out yet again, but double with the shoddy, and it is 2-0 suddenly. So I was gonna say, I think ZenAku's start in that last, or in the first spawn was quite good. I thought he was gonna have full control there. He didn't, but he still managed to make that work. And there's another direct rocket, and those hurt badly. Ooh, big shotgun blast, but not enough. Can dramiS potentially capitalize off of this?
I don't think he has the time to dive back in and refrag. He does post up for a good rail, could follow up with another one. There's the dire orb again for misdirection, but even with that hesitation, still misses the follow-up rail.
I'm not sure that those orbs are, like, ZenAku's not buying them at all. I mean, one was an escape clearly, but like that last misdirection one, ZenAku was all over it. And dramiS is just going to keep at it. But so far, I haven't really seen Orb really make a big impact here for dramiS yet in this match.
Oh, no. It was a really nice play from Zen there, sending the drone all the way around. Peeker gets big damage and then finishes it off with the tickle. dramiS trying to close the gap and get the damage that he can, but just not quick enough. And you're right, the dire orbs, maybe it's a setup for later on in the match, where he can finally take one and get a little bit more damage, but for now it's just misdirection that's not really working. And there's another one, and again he just can't capitalize. Even if Zen takes the bait and looks, the free shot he's not cashing in on.
Yeah, I mean, I am surprised that dramiS was able to kind of eliminate as much stack as he did, but again, I think needs to go back to the drawing board in terms of orbs. So you totally get what he's trying to do, but hold on. There we got a direct rocket and a rail, a little taste of ZenAku's medicine there, and dramiS is on the board. So maybe once you're on the winning side, like orb starts working a little bit better in your benefit. Wouldn't want to take that one right there.
That one was a dangerous one. Don't do it. Oh my God, he denies entry to the club. Can't even get through the telly.
Oh, that's the worst. I feel like he just didn't have weapon out that he wanted, maybe even surprised, but we got about 6 minutes left, and right now ZenAku holding on to a really solid 4 lead. I think his control, his rails as well, and clearly reading those orbs has been big success for him so far.
Stopwatch.
dramiS slowing it down, trying to get a nice trap here in the rail room, but Zen has such a huge stack. Light armor's up, doesn't want to give away his position yet, and Zen dives on in, he hits a rocket, so good damage from dramiS, able to fall back onto the light armor after the fact. And to pick up on the timing for heavy. So all in all, not a bad play from dramiS. If he can maintain position to get this mega, he's in good shape, but Zen is right there to contest. Eats a rail, drops down, eats another one, and the dire ward unfortunately clips the jump pad, so he can't really play super aggressive off of that. And Zen makes his escape and hits a rail on the way out, and tides have turned just like that.
I mean, really great defensive posturing there from ZenAku, and now still wants to get control. Long-range peeker finally goes down. This is going to be a rough one. Oh, perfect tri-bolt. Can't follow it up, but did a lot. I mean, that heavy was deleted right there. So great play by ZenAku. Knew he wasn't going to get it and did the next best thing.
Wow. 7 HP, doesn't have a ton of resources to work on. Zen doesn't even need to chase it right now. He's just going to take more map control and stifle dramiS and any progress he was trying to make.
Yeah, wasn't a whole lot either. It's like he had 3 of the 100 House of Cards built, and just try to kick them down.
And insult to injury, used the Dire Orb just to try and get a health level and escape. And now he's Dire Orbless. The Peeker's coming out, trying to hit rockets on Zen, but Zen has enough stack to tank that and have Peeker finish the job.
Yeah, now we're starting to see that runaway, it feels like, a little bit here, 40. I mean, 7-1 started off pretty strong there by ZenAku, but dramiS at least tried to bring it back. And now ZenAku is just playing all... Oh my God! Oh.
Get the bucket.
God, 40, this is why I love Quake. Right there,
It's
like
just the
shots
best
like
game
that.
ever.
Oh my God. How beautiful. How absolutely
fadeaway
beautiful.
reel.
You know, what do you think? Because ZenAku's defensive play has just been so great, right? When dramiS thinks he can go aggressive, ZenAku just kind of like plus back, but with that rail out, with a rocket out, and it has just been working out really great for him. Ooh.
Oh, wow. And now you're going to see him start to take those orbs and try and hope for Hail Mary plays, because with 3 minutes left, he doesn't have anything else to do.
Yeah.
9 frags down, you got to start going crazy. You got to start taking these Dire Orbs that are heavily not in your favor. And this is why Zen is so good, because that defense that got him in this position of being up 9, he's just going to fall back on that now when you're trying to chase him, and he knows exactly where you're coming from because you have to.
Yeah, I mean, you do have to just start taking risks at that point. Right, like, it's just, it's a part of the game. You can't win 9 frags behind, so got to do it. But also, when you've got someone like Zen who's just kind of on the money, right? Like, his map awareness here has been super great. His just overall control has been fantastic. Damage-wise, almost 1,100 damage over his opponent. Everything is just working out for him. Nice rockets from up above for the frag. 11-1 with 2 minutes left to go.
Yeah, and again, the Dire Orb comes out to no avail. Less than 2 minutes, dramiS probably taking a breather here. Don't really blame him. He's got to take some time and try and bounce back, as it is not going his way right now. It is an unfortunate run, but Zen looking good. And again, the 3-0 is going to be critical here. So map number 3 is going to come up shortly as dramiS kind of takes a little bit of a break, mental reset to try and take at least a map off Zen. But Zen is just looking really, really good.
Yeah, you just cannot sleep on him at all. I think this is exciting, right? Especially because we're already came into the season with like just an enormous amount of talent that I think could do a lot of damage at QuakeCon. Through this season, we've seen even more players kind of come to the forefront, and then we're going to get to do things like be on LAN and, you know, have the best competition in the room. And that is exciting, because adding Zen to that pool of players that hypothetically has a chance to win QuakeCon, that's exciting. Like, every scenario is exciting, but I absolutely believe that ZenAku brings even more overall excitement to that possibility here in the upcoming weeks.
Absolutely. We're about a month away. A little bit over. Yeah. About a month. So it's right around the corner here, and I'm excited to get back at LAN live studio audience. And I'm assuming a bunch of arm wrestling matches between Zen and ZSX, so that is also going to be exciting. I don't know if you want to throw yourself in there or not, Wheat. That's up to you, but I'll probably shatter my arm if I try. So
no, man.
I'll just eat the chicken salad and enjoy.
I'm not dumb. I would walk out of there with my arm in a brace and a cast. It would be gruesome. It would be gruesome. But definitely ZenAku will win, so just throw him out.
You think Zen over Dan? All right. Dan heard you somewhere. He just perked up. Well, that's map number 2.
It's
okay.
He did.
It's okay.
I'm going to have Scale step in and be my representative for
there you go.
Arm wrestling. Yeah.
He still said that he was going to cosplay Scale. But anyways, all right. Map number 2 went to Zen. Dominating performance. We are going to have a map number 3, and dramiS has to try and clap back and reset. We saw kind of took his hands off the keyboard near the end there to get a reset, a little bit of a breather. Knew that one was over, and he's going to hopefully bring all he has for map number 3 as we're going to move over to Deep Embrace here shortly. Zen is going to be on Nyx, dramiS on Aizen. And this one, you said maybe a little doomed to begin with based on the picks.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like this type of a map, right? I love Deep Embrace because it is typically faster, a bit more chaotic, very, it can be aim heavy. But I think just with the speed, right? I'm just becoming less and less convinced that players don't see.
That rocket was so good, man.
That turrets just not as effective. I don't know. Players just know how to deal with it. Obviously, better in some maps than others. But I find it hard to believe. You run that simulation in your head, 40, and it's just most of the simulation results are that Nyx wins this one. And with ZenAku in the driver's seat, it's hard not to go that way, right? So I said that first game was going to be, to me, what the rest of the series was going to look like. And in this case, I think I've kind of gotten my answer. I would put my money here on ZenAku for this last match, given the picks, given the map. And there's still some time left for dramiS, right? But this is going to be kind of a little tumble down the mountain for him.
Yeah, a little bit rough, but still opportunity here. Every map is an opportunity if he can kind of gain some confidence and say, I could at least take a map off Zen. It's better than sitting with that 0-3 and thinking, well, I'm going to run into him on land. Damn,
Right.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens, and hopefully he could bounce back again. He took that breather near the end of map number 2 to kind of get a little bit more time to reset mentally and maybe come up with a new approach, knowing the picks and knowing what map we're going into. So you got to think that he's got a little something left in the tank, hopefully. But chat absolutely ruthless with their predictions, 96% in favor of ZenAku.
I'm not surprised to see that side diminishing, especially coming off of 11-1 loss. And if you were starting this series as a ZenAku doubter, you're going to end this one as I see what people are talking about. Yeah, this is, he's just been really impressive. So try to close it out here in 3. I think 3 still makes a statement like, my name's ZenAku and I'm coming for you at QuakeCon. I'll be excited to potentially chat with him afterwards, see how he's thinking.
Yeah, and I really hope they cut promos like that now that you mention it. That would be amazing. Just like wrestling-style promos at QuakeCon. Let's do that. Can we do that? Oh, my God. Be so exciting.
Yes, you can.
We'll see. We'll see. I do think we are in map number 3. We should have a moment. We might get a little bit of a reset here, and it looks like we are going to reset. So it's all a horrible lie. Don't believe any of this, chat.
Damn.
Welcome back. See? You thought I was wrong. I wasn't.
We got our own map intro, 40.
We did.
Nice.
Welcome to Deep Embrace Between 40 Lines and Wheat.
40. While we wait, if we take the time machine back a few years, and you do have to consider that it's not like the past few years haven't necessarily been like, oh, so-and-so's going to win, right? We've had some mix-up. I think it has been a little bit more up in the air. But do you agree that, the potential of this year that, right, any number of the top 5 or 6 players, there's some real wild cards in there in terms of, what the overall results could be?
I completely agree. I think the field is open and the belt is kind of there for the taking. Now, that being said, everyone that kind of we've known and loved in terms of previous champions, they do always elevate their play past other players, it looks like the Rafas, the Kilsons, Razzies, all of that. They seem to elevate on land, so that's going to sustain. That's going to be the same. It's a matter of these new players and the unknown, even Wenger especially, but Strong Sage and stuff like that, he's still kind of unknown, and so I'm excited to see that and kind of throwing a wrench into all of this stuff because, again, on land, it's completely different. You got lights, you got live studio audience, all that kind of stuff, and that impacts stuff, and little changes like that could throw someone off their game, and big surprises could, sweep QuakeCon, and I'm excited. I'm open to the idea of that, and I'm looking forward to exactly how it goes. So it should be good, and I think everybody kind of, like you said, in the top 8-ish, anybody can really take it.
Yeah. Well, that's right. That's the best place for kind of Quake to be. A couple people said this could be the greatest QuakeCon ever. It's like, well, first off, every QuakeCon is the greatest QuakeCon ever. But I do actually think from a tournament perspective, oh man, I think there's going to be a lot to talk about. So very exciting as we hop into game number 3 here. Going to be kicking off through the eyes of ZenAku, who won the first 2 games in a pretty convincing fashion. So dramiS really needs to try to bring this back and prove us all wrong. Like, the Ison pick is good, and I'm going to get the job done.
We will see shortly. And the craziest prediction would be a 16th place Kron taking QuakeCon. It could happen, Wheat. Anything could happen. But focusing back on this game, Zen doing a good job of taking out Timmy on his way to the railgun. And dramiS knows and tries to get there in time to do some damage. A little bit of rocket, but also takes a rail. Good fadeaway rail, though. Now Zen has to be very careful. Again, playing a light champion, a bit disadvantaged. Oh,
all right.
The jumping rail. He got him. What a shot.
Very nice. Excellent shot. And I think exactly a demonstration of what dramiS needs to do to try to take this third game, right? You know, we've seen dramiS go on a rail tear before. He had a couple of moments there in that first game, but right now he's doing it. 80% rail out of the 5 shots that he's made, and I would agree that was a precise award, 100%, and dramiS has kind of turned the tables now, picking up a 2-frag lead here in the first minute 40. And I like it, right? You slow yourself down. You don't, you know, you may stop in game 2, but whatever he did, he course corrected.
Yeah, just that extra 2 minutes goes a long way. An insane shot and beautiful read for the second frag here as Zen on the back foot. Needs to be careful. dramiS heating up at the rail, and Timmy comes in with the assist. You gotta keep your eye out for that. As Zen goes down, trying to hop back into the fray here with the ghost walk. Doesn't really get the damage out of the phase shift, and instead goes down yet again as he gambled everything with that.
I love being completely wrong in this regard. Right now, ZenAku just seems like he's really struggling. That there is not a whole lot he can do. Oh my! Here I
Timmy
am, like, man.
Off.
Players have been figuring out how to deal with turret. It's no big deal, whatever. And then it's like, oh yeah, you want to see what it? Yeah. And the shot. What is this? What am I watching right now?
Check him, PC. Check him, PC.
It's incredible. Still hitting an 88% rail. Rare footage of dramiS anger.
Yes, Quake Pro League moment, week 15. As this is kind of the dramiS that you wanted to see previously. And you know, you want to say, yeah, well, the stack disadvantage for Zen. Sure, light champion's harder, but by that account, it's harder to hit these rails, and he's hitting them. He's hitting them well. Using the Timmy, does get pushed back down. Zen needs to be careful of Timmy. Again, ghost walk to get out of there. dramiS hanging by a thread. Is he going to go through the telly? He does. Wow. Nice read from Zen, and this is an opportunity to kind of stabilize and get back into it. He does need to deal with Timmy, though. Be careful. Don't take any unnecessary damage.
And this is like kind of the moment of truth here. Like, it's not uncommon to, you know, find yourself in a little frag sandwich when you get taken out and then your opponent just plays great and stacks 2-3 frags on top of that. But now ZenAku has to try to bring some control back, put some kind of a leash on this rail of dramiS, and he's done so well so far with that first frag and a second one, but dramiS still with a 4-frag lead, and clearly showing 40 that if he can, you know, start to control that map a little bit and get to where he wants to be and have a stack, he's going to get the job done. So ZenAku now just trying to put a stop to that. These rails keep coming out. Still a 76% rail and 83% on ZenAku's side. No one misses.
Oh my God, what good. Just dramiS got overzealous on that one. Really wanted to push and get the damage, and Zen with beautiful defensive rockets. And this is turning out to be real bad. dramiS needs to be careful. He's going to push up, try and get a rail. Misses with 2. Buckshot might be able to do it. Does hit a rail. Zen was able to tank it, but now he's very weak. 2 bubbles to work with and a mega. And now Zen is really turning this around. Oh, nice rail, though.
Yeah, that was a little rough going for that rail and getting trapped under the bridge. dramiS does bring it back in his favor and still holding on to the lead here with a rail to bring things back. But the trades between these two on the rails are just unreal. As Timmy goes down yet again, ZenAku running for his life, and really trying to map out some kind of a strategy to get those 3 frags back and take the lead. dramiS continue to do a great job here. Is pretty consistently 40 has the better stack. His control's been pretty great. Continues to hit these great rail. Oh, almost had that one as well. Gonna try to finish up with the LG, but ZenAku is slippery.
Yeah, trying to get out of there, and still 73% rail, but he's also shooting 23, so 17 of 23, and Zen is still 5 of 9. Just not getting the rail damage he needs, not even getting the opportunities with the rail that he needs. And I'm surprised because we kind of figured we would see this dramiS in the first 2 maps, but now he's really popping off and just hitting this light champion with all he's got.
Yeah, and it does kind of make me wonder a little bit, right? Like what has changed? Maybe it's just map selection. Great air rocket as he pins him to the wall with that one, but I kind of feel like I'm watching a bit different dramiS, and it's hard to not sit there and go, you know, how does that happen? Sure, there's a lot in terms of player preference on maps and how they're feeling and even the momentum in the game, but again, this is looking really impressive so far by dramiS with about 4 minutes left to go.
And Zen just doing the dance to dodge Timmy as Timmy tries to put another one on the board. There's a nice wall jump. dramiS can't land the air rocket on that one, so Zen gets both items. Yeah, really nice movement there. Can he capitalize? It's only a 3 frag game, all things considered, even though dramiS is popping off and hitting a lot of rails. Oh my God, what a rocket.
Another direct for the books. Timmy going down immediately. LG keeping charged and snags another frag away from dramiS. Now only 2 frags separating these two. Ghost Rock is going to be used in an aggressive manner, and comes out right on top of the turret. I'm not sure that worked out exactly the way that he had thought, but rails are exchanged yet again. ZenAku does manage to hit 2 there. dramiS very, very low, and big moment of truth here. dramiS going to play this one as smart as he can. Rockets being put right on top of the 2. Bubbles in the middle. Another rail as well. Not good, as this is now a 1 frag game for ZenAku.
This is looking real dire for dramiS right now. He's stuck. He's only got an LG. Timmy comes back in his pocket just in case, but he's taking so much damage, and a tickle will do it, and we are tied. After all of that, ZenAku really coming through, and keeping item control has been absolutely huge. dramiS, we saw the misstep earlier, fighting for the Mega a little bit too early. Zen was able to get the frag, capitalize, and might happen again here. He's too early on the heavy. He needs to be careful. Campfire, will Timmy take him out? And with that stack, he can just avoid Timmy long enough to take out dramiS and take the lead.
Yeah, there was a commitment to that battle for the 8th frag from ZenAku that I questioned just a little bit. I think, you know, dramiS is doing a little bit better, kind of playing from mid. Oh, turned around. Playing from mid there, and then kind of working his way in, and I feel like he committed to that LG battle, and that was not a great decision on his part. That did allow ZenAku to potentially get up here, but he's got to be careful. He grabs the heavy. There's a little bit more, some fadeaway tribal damage, and somehow, once again, the tables are turned. Now, ZenAku's still got to be careful, but so does dramiS. Looking for anything. Ghostwalk is popped. The chase is on, but it is going to be over.
How long did dramiS have 1 HP?
It seemed like a long time.
An eternity, it feels like, as he does hit a great rail as Zen wanted to go up the jump pad. Mega is up, and that's actually going to make sure that he doesn't go for it. dramiS trying to catch him out, eating more tribal, somehow surviving. Mega just begging to be picked up. Heavy will be the first item to be picked up, and now dramiS going to try and make a mad dash. Maybe he's under. He's waiting. Can Zen land the damage he needs? Oh, the timing was perfect.
My God, the Tri-Bolt has been unreal from both players this game. Just landing some great shots. And there was the rail as he comes into it, but after picking up the health, it's over. And then trapped by the rail yet again. Shoddy out. Wow, actually did not want to go up. And I guess I wouldn't either with just about 35, 40 HP. But 10 to 8, 30 seconds remaining if something doesn't happen in the next few seconds. There's a great rail coming out. Ghostwalk to get away. ZenAku very, very low, but dramiS can't seem to really find him. Looking for anything that might get him that frag and give him a chance to come back, but it is not going to happen. 10 seconds left to go, and ZenAku sneaking his way out of the end there. Traps his opponent, and that is going to be GG with a 3-0 victory. But, oh boy, that third game still gets to be a part of the headlines, 40. Let's bring Flea back because I'd love to hear his thoughts, seeing the contrast between games 1, 2, and 3. Flea, welcome back. What are your thoughts on this matchup?
That was a spicy series. Wait, very well played by ZenAku. Map 1 was impressive to see just how much pressure he was able to apply running Doomslayer. It felt like Athena, dramiS running that champion, was almost exclusively using those hooks, those grapples to get away, right? He barely managed to use it to apply pressure himself, to get into control. It was almost always defensively. And then we, of course, we had map 2, where I agree with what you commented on during the game itself, that the utility offered by the Strug seemed to be so much greater than Ranger and the Orb, right? Rarely was dramiS able to make, good big plays using the Orb, whereas Strug proved to be consistently useful. Damage with the Peeker, information through the Peeker, crouch sliding just to get to the items faster. So very well played by ZenAku there as well. And then map 3, this is something that I intend to ask him about, since we should have him on for an interview. It's just what happened there, right? The first half of the map, it was all about dramiS. His aim, his decision-making, everything immaculate. And then all of a sudden there was at one point where it flipped, and ZenAku managed to get back into the driver's seat, turn momentum around, and bring it to a very close game, a tied game, and then winning by just a 1 frag difference at the end. So very good series. I'm very excited to have ZenAku on for an interview.
Agree. It would have been really interesting if Deep Embrace would have been first and we would have that score, right? I think we all would have been like, oh my gosh, you're coming off of a 3-0 victory, right? But I'm curious to know the answer to that too, Flea. It just looked like we had a renewed dramiS there for a moment, and still held pretty well throughout the game, despite ZenAku coming back. And I think that's another thing worth noting, is that in any kind of a comeback situation, this is a challenge that you must overcome if you want to become a champion, right? The number of times that some of the champions over the last few years have been down by several frags, but have come back in a miraculous fashion. It's almost 100%, right? So seeing ZenAku display that in a series leading up to QuakeCon, I think, is also quite interesting, right? Like the sort of the total package in terms of the criteria to be a champion here in QPL, he checks all the boxes.
And we are trying to get Zen on the line here. So we should have him in the booth shortly. It's a little bit difficult to get those gigantic muscles in here with us, but we are trying, chat, so hang in there. But yeah, there's the breakdown, the maps. Fantastic performance from Zen, really displaying that kind of extra gear that he's been hitting lately this season. And you just cannot wait to see him on land and see what else he has in store from us. Pretty perfect series, I'd say, from Zen on this one.
Yeah.
And the fourth one in the row, right, Flea? He's won 3 in a row, you said, I think? This is the fourth.
He's won 3 in a row against dramiS. 2 out of those 3, the most recent ones having been 3-0, and he's adding to that, continuing the trend today as well. So, for the first part of the Quake Pro League, when ZenAku first entered, dramiS really had his number, beat him back to back to back, 6 consecutive wins for dramiS. And then at one point, ZenAku just kind of overtook him, turned it around, and now he's 4 in a row himself.
That is pretty impressive. And while we wait for ZenAku, I asked 40 a question, and we were talking about, right, the deep pool of potential champions at QPL here at QuakeCon. Did you have any comment on that, Flea? Like, would you agree that we are by far at a moment or an era during in Quake Champions in which we have more contenders than we've ever had?
Oh, yeah. I would absolutely 100% agree with that. There was almost like a point within the Quake Pro League where people were just like, okay, so we've got Rafa, right? Rafa's going to take everything. Maybe, Razy in the grand finals, maybe Kilson, right? And that was that. But if we look at it now and see how far things have come, absolutely, the pool is so much larger. If you look at the top players, you see who's been beating who during the weeklies, just during the season. There's a sizable number of players who could absolutely make a good attempt at coming in first. And if not first, we can see some major shakeups, I feel like, in, top 4, top 8 of the final spots as well. So
yeah. That's a great point. It's not just at the top; it's all the way down through. Which also means that there's a great chance that who you think or who your favorite is could actually be like 7th or 8th place, the way that things could shake out. And then, of course, 40 talks about some of the other, elements that come into play, which are absolutely things to think about and what players will have to overcome. So I don't know. I'm very excited about that. It's a lot better coming into something going, who in the hell is going to win, and then just watch it all play out. I think it is poised to be a really, really interesting year here at QuakeCon.
Indeed, we are still trying to get Zen on the line. And yeah, I think environment matters, having a stadium full of people booing you. That's probably hard to overcome. I'm not saying anyone's going to get booed.
I don't know that I've ever
me.
heard a stadium at QuakeCon booing people ever.
Yeah, it'll be me.
Unless
it's fine.
Slasher
I'm not
was
competing.
coming
It's
on
cool.
stage, and maybe that was the only time I remember. But
well, when Scale Bearer cosplay is happening, I'm sure you'll start
you're
the chant of
You're
boo.
right. Boo!
Yeah, exactly. Dan and his stupid flip-flops. We'll see. I think we're still trying to get Zen. It may be a tall task. I don't know. We're hanging in there. So now it's just a podcast. Feel free to speak quietly amongst yourselves while we wait.
Well, I know what I want to ask ZenAku. So, 40, this is your opportunity to maybe, think of a really, really good question.
I already got one, and it's related to his teammates, and you already know what I'm going to fucking ask, so it's fine.
All right. All right.
Buddy, I am getting to the bottom of this chicken salad business, and it's going to be fine. As we take a look at the run from Zen this season, pretty fantastic. But again, I can't help but hear Dan in the back of my head say, "Yeah, but look at his wins. He does drop maps, and when he loses, he seems to lose pretty hard." But all in all, I think Zen is playing at a different gear than we've seen before, different level, very, very strong, only getting stronger. And you hope he brings his best to land like everyone else, because we are going to have some games, buddies. It's going to be amazing, and I can't wait. It's right around the corner, too.
It absolutely is. And let's not forget, he actually had a pretty damn solid showing on the previous finals as well, right? You've absolutely seen them perform well previously in LAN, especially with like the low ping and everything. Very curious to see what he will be able to bring to the floor next. I think he made it into top 8 last time as well, so no doubt that he's aiming to improve upon that this time.
Yeah, and did do really well. I think even near the end of last finals, that there was a lot of conversation about, it'll be really great to watch him unfold in this next season. And now we have, and our thoughts were kind of correct and in alignment with what we were thinking back then. So that's really exciting to see. So I hope that he's excited for QuakeCon. There's no doubt about it. This is also a really exciting time. If you're a Quake fan, if you like to watch these players duel, many of them are streaming their scrims against each other. You can get a really great preview of what potentially we might see. Also with the new update, there's a lot of games happening as well. So just really exciting as we kind of go into the final weeks leading to QuakeCon, because that training is well underway.
Absolutely. Still trying to get Zen on the line, and for those that are just impatient and hate hearing us talk, too fucking bad. We're trying our best, so we will hopefully get him in here, and we will see what happens and ask him the hard-hitting questions of what does chicken salad mean to you and why, shortly, hopefully. I think we're working on it, Chad. We're working on it.
This is just it's just, like even when you're at a live event and, he's getting all mic'd up. He just came out of the booth, it's like, oh, crap, we need to change the batteries in the mic pack. And then they're like, doing that, They're like, just keep going. It's all good.
That's not real Wheat, all right? The people in the chat who have never done a broadcast in their life know that you're supposed to be perfect every time, super succinct, 30 seconds gameplay, and just shut up and let me watch Quake. So I don't know what you're talking about, Mr. Legend. Mr. has been doing this and invented this. You're crazy. But we are trying to get him on the line. I swear to you, we're trying to get him on the line. I promise. This is the most elaborate troll. He's already gone to bed. And I'm just like, no, we're getting him. We're getting him. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Denial is the first stage of grief.
He'll show up to my birthday, I promise.
Keeps repeating, like, we're trying, guys. We're trying.
Gosh.
He's almost here. Just give us another second.
Like, people are hammering away at the DMs to 40 right now. Like, I can't believe that you would disrespect this Saturday. All I wanted to do was enjoy myself.
We got him.
Hey,
all right, Mr. Muscles, thanks for making us wait. Congratulations. How are you?
Congrats.
I'm doing good, boys. I'm getting double audio, but that's all good. I'll sort myself out.
Double the fun, double the fun. Congratulations. I'm going to let Flea and Wheat fight over who wants to ask the first question because I like to save the best for last.
I'm gonna ask the first question. This is a very lighthearted one because we've actually talked to you quite a bit here in the last few weeks. So I gotta ask about the Berserk failed frag where you then got gauntleted. I just gotta know how that felt.
Yeah, it was kind of the thing is, I know it's on my POV there too, so I'm like, yeah, great, everybody saw that. I'm just speechless. I usually those things I just delete from my mind. I just pretend like I just
okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Hey, well, we got a good laugh out of it.
Okay.
But yeah. So, Flea, now the serious question.
Yeah, we's not going to let you delete that from your mind anytime soon. But Zen, congratulations, big win. I just want to ask about that final map, because map 1 and 2, it seemed like, you were pretty comfortable taking down dramiS, had a quite significant lead, always in control, but then that final map started off completely the other way around. So can you kind of just walk us through that? Like, how was he able to, get that lead, stay in control, and what did you do to turn that back around?
I think at the start, there was just a couple times where, like, if I just sidestep, like that rocket he got at the health bubbles, or I can't remember what attacks I was doing at the start, where it just doesn't work out your way. And I think in that matchup on that map, that's why it's just very chaotic, because things like that can happen. But I think just the dynamic of the set, like winning the first 2 maps and it being the third where he wants to come out strong. So that's why sometimes that can happen where he starts off very good. But I knew if I just kept in it, at least I have a chance of winning it. So
I have a serious follow-up this time. So one of the things that we talked about, ZenAku, is that, we feel that one of the qualities of a champion is their ability to, be up against a pretty significant comeback, to make that comeback and win the game. It's what you demonstrated in Game 3. As you go into QuakeCon, like, what do you feel your comfort level is, regardless of whether you are in the lead or, in that case, significantly behind?
I think sometimes it depends on like the size of the deficit, because if it's like 20-0, then it's hard to muster a comeback then. But,
sure.
But I think on how can I say, especially going into QuakeCon, I think what's probably on everyone's minds is that this is the only chance we have. So I think no matter what the circumstance, a lot of people are going to be playing the whole 10 minutes, or just like how can I say. Like, even when things are bad, they're still going to be pushing for everything, because it's the only, it's the big thing that we're all playing for. So,
right on. Thank you.
Belt is on the line, indeed. You got to leave it all in the arena. Zen, congratulations again. I have asked all of your teammates this, but the chicken salad thing, man, like, are you looking forward to eating chicken salad in Texas, or what? What's the deal?
Depends on the quality of the chicken. You know what I mean? Like, I'm very particular. So maybe a bit of vinegar. I don't know. I'm that type of dude. But anyway.
All right, that's fair. I mean, I've never heard of it. I think Wheat and I are shocked that even exists. So I'll be doing a deep dive investigative journalism. But congrats. We'll let you out of here. A bunch of people in the chat are wondering what the photos are for. I think you can link them to your OnlyFans if you want, Zen. Okay. Congrats. And we will see you soon. I mean, there's a couple weeks left. So congrats and keep training.
All right, boys. See you soon.
Take care.
Bye.
Well, gentlemen, that's it for
GG.
the first featured match. We have one last one, and it's kind of a good one, I guess. I mean, Razy Wenger, maybe we just skip it. I'm just kidding. We're going to take a break. We're going to take a break and go Space Coast, coast to coast. We'll be right back.